Welcome back to Amazing Model Cars, and welcome to the 1-year anniversary special. 1 year ago on this exact day, September 29th, 2017, I filmed my first video in front of this staircase with this car while it still looked like that. So, for the special, I'm going to show you guys my collection. But before we get into that, a bit of backstory. This is my first 1/18th scale car. This was the only one I got and had when I filmed my first ever video, but that video didn't turn out very well and it was in a different location, so I didn't really count it as the first video. Since that first video, my collection has grown to 14 cars, 3 of them, possibly 5, because these two are kind of, 5 very expensive cars in this collection. So without further ado, let's get right into the collection. So we'll start out with this Pontiac GTO Judge. This car is about $25 and it has an opening hood and doors. The hood just has a traditional 2-hinge opening mechanism, and the doors have just a regular mechanism. The steering wheel does turn the wheels, and for the price, I actually do really like this car. From there, we'll move on to this Corvette C1. This car has an opening hood, doors, and trunk. The steering wheel does turn the wheels, and this car is about $30. The hood actually has a single rod opening system. Engine is pretty detailed. Doors still just have that regular system just like the Pontiac. And the trunk opens, and this spare tire actually comes out of the car. This, as I said, is my first 1/18th die-cast car. This is the Corvette Mako Shark. This car has a removable roof. It is 1/18th scale. Has opening hood, doors, and trunk, and costs about $35. Like the C1 hood, this features a single rod opening mechanism, and the engine is quite detailed. The doors have kind of a more realistic mechanism. They don't actually slide out from the car, but it's not super duper realistic, and they don't open very far. When you come around to the trunk sometimes is actually a bit of a pain to open, but with this trusty thing that I use to open it, it actually works pretty well. So when that opens, you can see again just a single double hinge mechanism thing, and then this little hump. It's all plastic, no felt. But at the price of $35, I really like this car. This is a first generation Oldsmobile 442. This car is about $60 and has an opening hood and doors. The hood opens with, again, a simple double hinge mechanism, but the engine is quite detailed. Doors have that simple mechanism, and these cars do not have any felt. This is a second generation Oldsmobile 442 convertible. This is made by Die-Cast Promotions. Yeah, Die-Cast Promotions, and costs around $100. This car has an opening hood, doors, and trunk. For the first time in this video, you see a hood mechanism that actually has real hinges and a very detailed engine. The doors have that really good opening mechanism where they open out to the right distance, and they do not slide out from the car. This car also has moving seats and a moving gear selector. It also has felt carpeting, and the trunk does not have felt. It does have this kind of interesting material and a spare tire in it. This is a second generation Oldsmobile 442 coupe. It is virtually identical to the other one, except it's a coupe. Same hood mechanism, doors, The seats fold, the gear lever moves, and the trunk is literally identical. Now with the muscle and sports cars done, we can move on to the supercars. Starting with this Maisto 2017 Ford GT. This car is around $27 and has an opening hood, doors, and engine bonnet. The hood has just a simple double hinge opening mechanism. The doors, like on the real car, are butterfly doors, so they open up like that. And the engine bonnet has another double hinge mechanism, and just like in the real car, all you see is the engine block, so there's not much detail that can be there. Now we have this Maisto Ferrari 488 GTB. This car is around $40 and has an opening hood, doors, and engine bonnet. The hood does have a simple double hinge opening mechanism. The doors have a better mechanism than the Corvettes and the Pontiac. And the engine bonnet opens with, again, a double hinge mechanism. And the engine bonnet is completely plastic, which I don't really like, but I do think the exterior detail on this car is so terrific. And for the price of only $40, it's an amazing deal. This is the Maisto Ferrari LaFerrari, red with black wheels. This car is about $47 and has opening hood, doors, and engine bonnet. Again, the hood opens using a simple double hinge mechanism. You see some of the fans in the trunk. The doors on this car, even though they are still butterfly doors like the Ford GT, open a bit different. It is connected on the roof and the side of the car, and it does not click back into place. But it does stay up quite nice, and I think it looks better than the Ford GT's doors. So when you come back around to the engine bonnet, like on the real car, this entire section right here lifts up. And since it's so heavy, Maisto actually included this little hood engine bonnet prop that will keep it held up so that you can see the pretty well detailed engine of this car. Next, this is my only 1/18th car that is actually in a box. This is the Welly Lamborghini Aventador. This car is about $40. And I kept it in the box because I got two of them. If you want to find out how, go see my review on my other Welly NEX, and you will discover why I have two. Also, if you want to see this car unboxed, leave it in the comments below. And if I get at least 10 likes on this video and 10 comments that want this unboxed, I will do an unboxing of it. This is my other Welly 1/18th Lamborghini Aventador. This one I actually custom painted, as you can see, with the yellow racing stripe down the body and the matte black everywhere else. This car again has opening hood, doors, and trunk. The hood just kind of opens. It's quite difficult to get open though. Yeah, I can't even get it right now. Wait, there we go. I have a guitar pick in here right now. So yeah, you can see this is the yellow that it used to be. I didn't actually paint inside there. The doors used to stay up, but they don't anymore. They fall right back down. And same with the engine bonnet. It used to stay up with this quite detailed engine in good view, but now it just falls. So now on to my three favorite cars, my Auto Arts. This is my Auto Art Performance Lamborghini Gallardo LP 560-4 Superleggera in the gray color. I love this car, especially because of the wheels and all the carbon fiber details on it, like the mirrors and the rear wing, because Auto Art does such a good job of that. This car has fully perforated intakes, and the trunk, doors, and engine bonnet do open. Inside the trunk, you will find that it has a hydraulic opening mechanism, like in the real car, and it is covered in felt. The doors again have that much preferred opening system. The interior is super detailed and lined with felt, just like the trunk. And when you come around back to the engine bonnet, It again has a single hydraulic and a very detailed engine block. Forgot to mention, the Gallardo Superleggera costs $100, which is actually a pretty good bargain for an Auto Art. But now we are moving on to my Auto Art signatures. This is my Lamborghini Aventador, made by Auto Art Signature. And you may be thinking, why do you need this one if you have the Welly one? Well, you'll see when I show you just even the opening parts on it. This car was $212, and in my opinion, it was worth every penny of it, because I just love this car so much. I love the color, and it's just so amazing how any car manufacturer can put this much detail into a model. So when you go to open the trunk, you notice it has this very realistic hinge mechanism. It is lined with felt. When you go to the doors, since they know that on some scissor doors like this, well, Lambo doors in this case, they won't stay up, Auto Art thought of that, and you actually just push forward on the door handle, and it releases a latch holding it down, and a spring keeps it up, so it will always stay up when you want it up. The interior is lined with rubber and felt, just like the real car. And the engine bonnet has 2 hydraulics, and one of the most detailed engines you'll ever see on a model car. And here is why it's better than the Welly. It has more opening parts than just that. This side wing opens, as you can see. In the real car, air flows into there to cool the engine off. And that goes back down. And also the rear spoiler goes up into the air brake and the high speed mode. This is my last model car, and by far the most expensive and my favorite. This is my Auto Art Signature Bugatti Veyron Supersport. I bought this car for $220, but you can now only find them for $260 and above. The average one you'll find is $280 to $300. This car, I love it because of the carbon fiber detailing. The headlights and taillights are just replicated so well. The Bugatti badge is made out of 100% metal, and all the parts open. The trunk opens with 2 hydraulics, and of course, it's felt because it's Auto Art, and they are amazing in every way possible. Again, the doors open with the preferred opening system. Interior is very detailed and lined with felt and a bit of rubber in there, like the real car. Sadly, on the real Bugatti Veyron Supersport, you cannot get at your engine without undoing a lot of screws, which you usually send it back to Bugatti to do that. But Auto Art thought of that, and the entire back portion is held on by magnets. See the little magnets right there? So that whole piece comes off, and then you can see the entire engine, and it's just so detailed. The engine actually moves back and forth because it is a separate piece. You got all kinds of fillers and stuff, and it just looks so terrific, and it is such terrific thinking by Auto Art. It rests so flat, you would never even notice it if you didn't know that it came off. And here's probably the coolest part of the Auto Art Bugatti Veyron Supersport, the rear spoiler. You push the button on the underside of the car, and it shoots up. You have your air brake that you can turn on and off, and it just looks so well with the actual car, and they did such a good job on the model of replicating the appearance of it, and it just fits right in with the rest of the vehicle. So that was a full review of all of the cars in my model car collection. If you want to see an in-depth review on any of them, go browse my channel, and if it is not there, leave in the comments which car you'd like to see a review on, and I will put one out. So thank you for watching, have a terrific day, and I will see you in year 2 of Amazing Model Cars.